Address the question posed by the Honourable Beekman. We don't have statistics, which I think is apparent. The Security Industry Alliance represents the organised industry, and it's been a success story in terms of our cooperation with the regulator. There has been an ongoing relationship for some time. That has not, in parts, been supported by the police, and it needs to be supported by the police. And as I indicated earlier, that one of the problems is that we're not even reflected on the documentation as a stakeholder in the firearm debate. The issuing of company firearms to individuals is strictly regulated in terms of the Act. In fact, it's the most serious offence in the Act to hand a firearm to a person who does not have a competency. So there are two issues that need to be fundamentally addressed to better regulate security service providers. One is to capacitate PSIRA, and I think Mr. Chowki, when he says we are slightly challenged, is saying that perhaps tongue-in-cheek, because this bill, the Security Amendment Bill, requires substantial allocation of resources. So we need to capacitate the regulator. But what we mustn't forget, and what we haven't spoken about, and this is a general principle not limited to the security industry, is the issue of enforcement. If you look at the Act, the security industry is regulated through Section 20 and Regulation 21. There's a recipe there of requirements. It's not for anyone but SAPS to make sure that those requirements of the Act are enforced. And we're talking about two different pieces of legislation. We're talking about private security industry regulatory legislation on the one hand, but firearms are controlled through the Firearms Control Act. That is a SAPS responsibility, and enforcement is the responsibility of SAPS, and that is where we need to look. We haven't spoken about the enforcement at this stage, and it's something that needs to be addressed as well.